Okay, so I kind of wanted to do this video with like the beautiful backdrop that you probably just saw, because I'm going to edit it into before this part, but it's just way too windy up there, and I almost broke my camera trying to position it somewhere where the wind won't hit it. So here we are. I'm settled for this scene here, but anyway, I'm at the Cristo Buase Benedictine Monastery in the Brongahafo region of Ghana. I'm a Peace Corps volunteer. My name is Max, for those who don't know that. And well, I'm just trying to do my best to like document my experience in the Peace Corps, my experience abroad and everything. And so I usually get pretty long-winded in these types of videos, so I'm gonna try to keep it brief. And this is mostly just about like my experience so far. I've been here for 7 months now, and hopefully this is helpful to maybe a future Peace Corps volunteer, or maybe just interesting to anybody who knows me and is interested in how things are going over here. I hope I'm centered in the camera correctly and you're not just seeing like half my, whoa, the lengths I go to for these videos, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so 7 months into the Peace Corps experience, first 2.5 months was training, very challenging. It wasn't fun. It was fun, but it wasn't fun. It's fun in the way that you've just gotten to country and you're learning this new culture, but also it's a lot of sitting through PowerPoint presentations, a lot of language lessons, and a lot of just like learning to shit in a hole, or you know, learning to eat foods you don't necessarily care for. And so training was somewhat difficult, but still I have very fond memories of training. We went from there to getting placed in our individual towns and villages. I would call mine a town. I would call other people's villages. You know, that's like the big day that everybody's looking forward to, is finding out where you're going to be living for the next 2 years. It's a pretty intense experience, and kind of, you can't really wrap your mind around it immediately that this new town or village is going to be your life for the next 2 years, but it's altogether exciting, and everybody's excited to find that out. And so at the end, near the end of training, you find that about halfway through training you find that out. And this is for Peace Corps Ghana. I don't know how this spans the spectrum of Peace Corps and how they do their programming. But you find out where you're going to go. You go back to training for a bit, and then you're sent into your community with your newfound language skills and cultural knowledge, and technical skills. And for me, my new pedagogical knowledge that was imparted on me by my wonderful Peace Corps trainers. And you get to site, and site is just a word for the place that you now live. And you get started, and you know, we're education volunteers, so you know, you start teaching and things are going pretty good. You're excited about being in your new place. You got your new house, you're decorating it, you're getting furniture made, and you're meeting your neighbors and your colleagues, and everything is just so great. You're maybe FaceTiming some people from home, and things are just fine. And then, you know, again, I'm speaking from the point of view of an education volunteer, so I don't know how this translates into other sectors of the Peace Corps, but, you know, I got started teaching, and from what I've gathered is that your first year of teaching, you know, in a developed country can be very, very challenging, and requires a lot of patience, and it can be very difficult. And so imagine that, but You don't have access to all the resources that you want for your lessons. You don't have your family or friends for support. You're in a community where you can't just get things done right away. There's always some hang up. There's always something. You're always waiting on someone to show up with something, or always, things are late. Just that's kind of the way that's something that you have to deal with over here. And it just got very, very difficult. It got very difficult, and I got very stressed out. Was unhappy for a little bit, and yeah, I didn't anticipate it. I didn't anticipate that much of a challenge that early on in my service, and a lot of it did have to do with just the challenges of being a teacher, and the patience that requires, and realizing that there's so much more that goes into teaching than just planning a lesson plan and delivering it. That you're a leader, you're a second parent to these kids, you have to manage a classroom, you're a disciplinarian, all these things that are such difficult roles to play and require so much patience. And it just kind of all hits you at once, along with the homesickness, and it was very difficult. It was very challenging, and I had a hard time with it, and I had to reach out to some other volunteers for support and just to talk, and it was relieving to find out that they were experiencing some of the same challenges, and not that I was excited that they were also going through it, but that my story wasn't unique. And so after about midway through the term, maybe a little bit more, the kind of initial stress and I'll just say that the initial stress kind of was starting to subside as I was starting to kind of catch on to the job and really feeling like I knew my class and how they learn and how to effectively manage my classroom. As I started getting better at those skills, things started getting a lot better. I started feeling more at home in my village rather than just like this visitor. I started feeling more at home in Ghana as a whole rather than kind of just being in this new place, and it was just kind of this novel experience. And things just started really getting better. I started feeling a lot better about where I was, and started really having a vision for what I wanted to do in my community and in my school. And things just started really getting better, and I started having, I could see myself living over here and working over here, and really doing some positive things over here. So that was, maybe 5 months in. So here I am 7 months in, just over 7 months in. Happy New Year's, happy 2016. And yeah, I'm like really looking forward to spending this next full year abroad here in Ghana, and things are just a lot better. I'm currently away from my town. I'm visiting some different sites in Ghana. We had winter break. I got to spend some time with the people from my group, with my education volunteer group that came in June with me, and also with some other people from different groups, volunteers that have been here for longer than us. We got to spend time with them and just got to really relax and enjoy being here in Ghana and see some of the things that Ghana has to offer. And I'm just at the very tail end of this break, and I'm getting ready to head back to my site, where I'm getting ready for to really buckle down and really do some hard work. I'm picking up some extra classes. I'm getting ready to dive into projects outside of teaching, and I'm just really ready. I took this break, this vacation, where I just kind of let myself relax and do whatever I wanted to, and so that now I'm going to come into this next term really ready to just buckle down and work, and really push my own limits as to how hard I can work and what I can get done, and how effective of a self-starter I can be, and just really how productive I can get really early on in my service, which is something that I really want to be able to do. Is not, feel like I made this last-ditch effort in the second year of my service to feel like I had done something. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back to site, working hard. 7 months in, I feel great. I still miss home. I thought about home a lot today for one reason or another, which is okay. I miss my family and friends dearly, but I'm so happy to be here, so happy to be doing what I'm doing. I'm in a beautiful monastery with a gorgeous view in Africa. I feel like my life is a movie. And it's just so good to be over here, and I encourage everybody to, if not join the Peace Corps, but just like get out and like really dive deep into a new culture, spend an extended period of time overseas. Like, it's just, you can't really explain the perspective that you get when you do something like that. It's not as easy as just like being able to explain it to somebody. Like, you really have to experience it for yourself. But I'm changing so much over here. I love my life over here. I miss home a lot, but I wouldn't rather be anywhere else than I am right now. So anyway, hopefully this was interesting or helpful, or maybe you just watched it to be nice. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and end this video right here. I don't know how long I've been talking, hopefully not too long, but love you guys. Thank you for listening.